Yeah,
we
fuck it,
here?
live.
All right, we here.
Yeah.
All right. So we're just gonna get into the One Piece chapter. Which chapter is this now?
1125, I think.
1125.
Yeah.
We're focused on the fumble that is Jay Garcia and how he
His whole
perfectly
legacy.
encapsulates
His
failure.
whole legacy is in question.
Biggest
in
L in the
question.
series.
I've never seen a bag fumble to this scale before. It's new levels even for One Piece, even for the world government. It's new levels. It's brand new reaches. So we're trying to figure out, where did Jay Garcia boof it exactly? What's the starting point? And where we're at right now is the giant robot. Letting Emmett rock was not ideal.
His starting point was him being a Gorosei member. He should have never. He lied on his resume and got that job. He should have never been in that role.
Crazy.
I think for whatever reason, the roles, the titles are important. The titles are important. I think probably they belong to the original niggas. And Eam said, I'm not changing shit. So if I gotta switch it up, y'all just gonna learn what they was doing.
I think the power belongs to the title.
Nepo baby for real.
I think the title and the power is connected. So I think Chief Science Defense Warrior has that same spider
that yokai situation.
Yeah, I think no matter who it is, as long as that if you have that title, you have that power. I think it might be connected to whoever the originator
of that power was.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence with that because I think it could be either like you said, or it might be the aspect of the individual. Like the individual's aspect might affect the transformation type shit. Like if Garland, because the debate right now is if Garland's gonna get it. If he gonna get that Eam juice, right?
I don't think so.
He might not need it.
You don't think he's on the mud?
He might not need the scissor like that. It might be one of them situations.
He's not on Eam's lean, nah.
It might be different for him.
Okay.
I don't think he's a man of science.
He's not a man of science.
He's not a man of science, bro.
Defense.
He has shown no.
He got defense though.
Defense and
but
science.
There is a defense.
If he drink the wok hard, I'm gonna give him the scientist shit, man. If he drink the wok, if he mix the wok in the cup, I'm gonna give him the science label. I'm not gonna
brain blast.
Better not be no giant spider, bro.
Every time you sip the double cup.
I'm gonna give it to him. He got the mix right. He got the chemistry right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to him.
Just the right amount of Jolly Ranchers.
He got the grapes. He got the I'm gonna give it to him. Come on, he got the Fanta, all that. He's
no
not
ice
with the Figo.
He's not playing. No ice, straight.
That's
temperature.
That's the only way. But besides that, I think niggas just got the role. I just think he's like, all right, the nigga who I killed to give you this power, that's what he was doing. So that's how you rocking out. Any complaints, you joining him. Like any complaints, you with him.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, I called this 30 episodes ago. I don't know how many months ago.
You did call the Garland. You did call the Garland swap.
I said
you did call the Garland swap.
The God Knights, I think it's the pipeline, and I think Garland's going to be up next. I don't think they just showed him. I don't think he was singled out in God Valley just because he was him back in the day. I think he's still
like that. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's still like that.
I mean, Garp is like that. I don't think it's enough to
I mean, One Piece just shows there's just strong bloodline, right?
Yeah.
The Monkey D bloodline is just a strong bloodline, no matter how you slice it. Yeah. Honestly, Dragon could be a burger. He could be a true burger.
Dragon.
I don't know.
But Garp and Luffy is enough to, I don't know.
I think Dragon might be the true demon. I think he might be.
Honestly,
he might be the true demon.
Honestly, it could go one of two ways. One, he is a true demon, and we don't know about his work. Fine. Or two, he's just like the OD revolutionary. You know what I mean? He's not strong in a type of sense, but he could gather people. He's a good leader type of
Vice Admiral before.
But Vice Admiral was burgers.
But he left when he was the Vice Admiral. He left. So it's like that's the tier that I kind of look at. Like, for example, Aokiji when he was on O'Hara, when he saved Robin or let her go, rather. He was a Vice Admiral too. And I don't know if I would put him with the rest of them burgers at that time. I don't know. I'm speculating. But I don't know if I would loop him with
the vast majority of them are burgers, just with just a few legends in the mix. Like that's just
okay.
You feel me? There was just some talent in the old years.
The current
legends right now are the.
I think they're rising. I think we see in their stories. It's just that it's not as one-to-one.
I was waiting for somebody to say Smoker so I can wrap this episode up.
I think I think he might be considered down the line a legend in the world just because of his relationship with Luffy eventually, but I don't think.
I think he'll make a monumental change. Like I think the world government, I think it reforms, right? I don't think it completely gets destroyed because I think once they get rid of Queen, it's gonna be, there's still a need for it, right?
I agree.
So I think maybe Smoker and like Fujitora
are
gonna
Kobe
be like
or whatever.
Kobe, they're gonna be the faces of the new Marines, right? New just Marines.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's ever gonna be strong. Like you're not gonna remember him like you remember Sengoku or Garp.
I think he might go up. Like the later we get in the series, I think he has more chances for the Marines. What I've peeped is the Marines don't get no burn. Like if you check it up until this point, there hasn't been any significant like Marine victory really, unless it was overwhelming numbers. It was never really like a direct 1-to-1. A Marine caught a dub over somebody else. Every other time it's somebody else jumping in. I can't think of one. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't think of a one where a Marine one-on-one, or maybe even a 2v1 took the dub against an opposing force and it added to their battle acumen or their reputation. I can't think of one.
Aokiji versus Doflamingo, like.
I think we assumed that he's stronger anyway, though. I assumed he was stronger. I would have never even put them in the same category personally.
I mean, but that's the first time we've seen those two levels actually meet.
Like the real gap. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it showed that it's not even close, not even remotely close.
I guess you could definitely say that was the first real example of a Marine double. He wasn't even a Marine then, so it's like I can't even he wasn't even a Marine then at that point. So it's like I think we'll see a late game move up. They'll start to have more progression because of the way the final battle's ramping up. Just more activity outside type shit.
You see them getting a lot of dubs though, like a lot of wins late game.
I don't know if I would say dubs or just they have better opponents to stack up against to really measure their strength. Because if we're moving now, I think we're moving to that real war era where it's going to be just a lot more conflicts in general. So even if they're not catching back to back dub, it's probably going to be like a solid victory. And they're going to beat some strong opponents so that at least their reputation is like, all right, they could deal with a Yonko commander. They could deal with a smoothie or a cracker or a king. Maybe not a king, maybe a queen or like a, you know what I'm saying? But they might need to beat a king or something like that to really
a king.
To be in that final end game conversation.
Because they still got technology on their side. Even with Vegapunk gone, they still got the Seraphims and the Mach-2s. Like they still... And the Seraphims are supposed to get stronger as they get older. Period. That's true. So after a certain point, they're going to be too much to hold on in and of themselves.
I mean, let me ask you this though, because it's interesting you brought up the Seraphims just now and the Vice Admirals at the same time. Right now, to me, I think the Seraphims are right now stronger than the Vice Admirals because what's his name? Saturn I'm pretty sure Doberman is dead. Vice Admiral Doberman. I don't think that Saturn would have just attacked him with just the intention of hurting the nigga. I think he was trying to kill the nigga right then and there for questioning the logic behind letting Vegapunk's message or Vegapunk's message was
biggest goofball in like One Piece history,
bro. Stupid nigga.
That was stupid. That was crazy.
People for less. What do
you mean? And you've been the nigga behind the trigger.
You pulled the trigger. You pulled the trigger.
You knew.
Like you couldn't just for a second just run it together. Just obviously that shit is true. Like
nigga said, let me run this up the chain of command. Let me find out from the top. Let me find out.
So wait, if this is bad news for us, that must mean it's true, right, guys? Like no, shut up. What do you? Don't look at me.
Imagine you work for Harvey Weinstein. You want to turn to him. So are you a rapist? Like, are you
right? And then you look over to your friends who had nothing to bro. Look at me. He's about to have the whole block aired out. Like
I'm looking away. You ask some stupid shit like that, bro. Come on.
Like who's
you act like you don't work for this nigga. You work for this nigga.
You every day.
Come on, bro.
Come on, man.
You destroyed an island for researching a third of what the nigga was talking about. Not even the water rising. Just researching the history. Got an island wiped out. And you want to ask questions about
stupid, dumb.
Come on, bro.
That's that military thinking right there. That's that Marine.
I don't know, man.
That's that Marine school. Oh no.
Yo,
wrong time.
It's rough.
Read the room, nigga. Read the room. Everybody's standing there fucking quiet. You gonna say for sure?
Straight at attention.
Come on, bitch. That's crazy.
First off, you talking out of line. Like you didn't even ask for permission to speak.
Didn't even raise your hand, nothing like that.
Crazy. Didn't even ask a question before he said anything.
Right? Nothing. Bro, like what kind of?
This is the first time he met this nigga today. He ain't never seen this nigga ever before. He ain't never seen this nigga.
First conversation.
First time talking to the man.
If I may, sir, if I may.
Talking to the boss of your boss of your boss for real, and you still not getting it? Like, shut up.
Stupid. Everybody else looked away. They said,
like, nah. He's insane. He's out of his
mind. His comrade that called for the medic, because I don't know if that would have been me.
They bugging too. They
that would not have
too.
been me.
I might have had to hit the secret text on the side. Somebody, hey, yo, he wilding. let's get somebody in here. Something like that.
Body out of here, sir.
I'm walking the fuck out of there, bye. I'm out. I'm out the back door for real. Like, as soon as he asked that question, that's crazy. That's about to happen.
Nah, you can't move.
He might try to get me on instinct. I move. He might try to. I'm not even
think I'm on the site.
Yeah, I'm not even moving on that.
On my side.
I'm standing there.
Blow up.
No reason.
I ain't doing
shit.
I ain't doing shit but listening.
Yep.
I'm looking and listening, dog. That's it. That's it.
You want to talk about science? Hey, man, we can talk about science.
What about
we don't got
that?
to talk about whatever the fuck he was talking about. We can talk about science.
What about that, bro? Come on.
I got a question for y'all. Real quick thought. Just to fast forward ahead for everyone watching. After he goes on this L streak, after Doberman gets bodied, a couple minutes later, Ian pulls the plug on this nigga and incinerates him, roasts him in the middle of the room. Right?
Command.
But he said one sentence right before, as he was dying. Right? He said, "It's not my fault. Nobody could have predicted, that type of interference." Bullshit, right? Because you kept the robot around.
Bullshit.
But that's a whole other conversation.
You do that?
He kept the robot. He kept the robot, right?
You didn't know this was Joy Boy's right hand man? Come on, bro.
Even if you didn't know, what about how you found the nigga? The nigga was blowing shit up and attacking celestial dragons. How did you find the nigga?
Block out.
Was he doing charity work? Was he donating food and shit to the people? This nigga was blowing y'all shit up. What the fuck are you talking about?
Straight up.
Cooking.
He's just like, let's leave this here. Let's take a look at this and see what we can find out about it. No, throw it in the ocean. No, stop.
That was his responsibility, and this nigga passed the buck. He said, "I'm not a real scientist." By the way, we confirmed he's not a scientist. We've been saying it. We've been saying it for like damn near half a year, but they confirmed it. He just 200 years ago. He just told them niggas to just watch that shit. He said, "Figure it out."
Elon Musk. He's the Elon Musk scientist, bro. It's over. He's not doing science at all. He said he's throwing funds.
He said, "I foresee y'all figuring this out." That's what I see right there. What the fuck? Nah.
I know the budget y'all gonna need to figure this shit out.
It's not happening. Like just destroy the robot. Just destroy the robot. It don't even make sense.
Get rid of it.
It don't even make fucking
or
sense.
Or at least just take a look inside yourself and question this big ass rope that's going across your shit. Like,
right? Just what's going on here?
Like,
dog,
this is strange.
It just cooks me because I feel like he genuinely he was on the island and he was posturing and shit. He thought he was going home. This nigga really thought that it was sweet. Like he was twerking, dog. You didn't see it, but he was on the ground. He was throwing it back, dog. You didn't see it. You ain't know what was happening, son. He was
forced to do so. He has to deal with that trauma now. Took it all out on Jay Garcia, bro.
Somebody else seen him twerking, and we know Eam erased him.
That nigga, the flower garden nigga,
is gone. He is dust. What do you mean?
As soon as he
unarched his back, he's enough. You saw
before he got erased. One nigga seen him twerking.
So how did Saturn think it was gonna go, dog? They sent your niggas home. They sent your niggas home. He was addressing the Vice Admirals like he was putting them on the game. I'm like, you're not scared?
He's like, all right, guys. They're like, oh,
low key, he was
let us go to
Elbath. He was doing like little bullshit, trying not to go.
He was like, yeah, I'm gonna check the stop. I'm gonna check the camera footage, and we gonna see. We're gonna see where they kept the milk in the fridge.
Nah, I'm gonna stay behind and make sure all of this goes back. We're gonna collect the whole egghead together with
all the science. We bring all the science back in my name.
All the science,
so that they could anoint me, right? Nah.
Aim took him off the phone plan immediately, bro. Took him off the.
He didn't even get a chance to check. That just said no sim. It popped out. Like he was fucked right then and there, son.
No service. Tried to call Eam halfway. Just got voice. Didn't even get voicemail. Just beat twice and hung up. No service at all.
The service either call you tried to call is out of service. Yeah, dog. I mean, let me ask y'all, because this is where I think this is where my debate on the concept goes, right? Do y'all think that Eam just burnt the nigga? Like he just said, "I fire for y'all," like Amaterasu, or do you think that was him taking back his immortality / ability? Like, do you think he was withdrawing the ability and saying, you know, fuck what's going on, or was that just black fire for your ass? Because there was lightning too. There was like kind of the Conqueror's lightning going on. Like it was a crazy panel when Saturn was disintegrating or whatever the fuck it is. So what do y'all think?
I think it was definitely the latter. Like he took his powers from him.
Took his powers.
Especially for him to have been around for as long as he was.
200 years confirmed at least.
Yeah. The whole being able to heal from all injuries, I think that's just 100% like Eam coding. Yeah, and he just took that right away from him.
So that leads me to the next point. The man marked by flames, because that's where I'm really on it with. I'm pretty certain at some point. Because if it's Eam's power to just hit niggas with fire, then you could say, okay, damn, it could kind of be anybody that crossed Eam that got the fire treatment. But if we sticking with that, it's probably he can only do that to niggas that had the power. It was probably a Gorosei member, but that leads me to the question: how did the nigga escape? How did the nigga avoid getting cooked? Like
I also have a theory, but let's see what first. Jay.
I'm gonna say I do think the man marked by flame is a Gorosei member.
Okay,
I think that there's a full ritual that takes place with, like, I don't know if it's like a blood transfusion. Like there's a lot of references to like blood and like that connection of blood, you know, in the One Piece, even going back to like Skypiea and that sacrificing to the sun god and all of that stuff. So I do think there's like a reverse ritual like that requires blood, and maybe only pure blood of whatever species. Maybe only purebred celestial dragons. Maybe that's why the bloodline is so important.
Interesting.
And I think maybe this person was not pure blooded.
So you think they somehow fooled Eam or fooled the
I think they fooled Eam, and that led to another great cleansing, but this guy got up out of there. And I think he also left with the road poneglyph that he collected for the world government.
That's what I was getting at too. Because I fuck with that, and I honestly fuck with what you said about the species shit. Because I think he's been saving some of the genetic shit until later, because I feel like just the blood shit you mentioned just now, and even just with the seraphims, the green blood stuff that he mentioned about the devil fruits, being able to extract, you know, their memories from the blood and all that shit, that's cool. But I think we're getting to the point now where it's kind of like we got to figure this out. We got to figure out, I guess, what the whole purpose of that shit was. What do you know?
Yeah. So I think it's somebody that, like Jordan said, like Professor Jay said, wasn't exactly of pure blood, but also I don't think it was somebody strong enough to be able to stop Eam, even if they wanted to, you know, if Eam wanted to kill them. So I think it's maybe a punishment, more or less, like you're made to guard the last poneglyph. That's why people, like, there's so many rumors going around of like whoever tries to get near the ship is just washed away by the waters and, you know, tsunamis and stuff. I think it's somebody that Eam was just like, all right, I found out you're not pure blood, but you're loyal to me to some degree. So protect this last poneglyph, make sure no one else gets this information type of deal.
My only thing is, and it could still work because the world government, Eam, is so incompetent.
Yes.
Why not just bring that up into the Holy Land and leave it in the basement next to the big ass straw hat? And
that's also they kind of just got raided. Like they got got raided by the Revs
twice in 800 years.
Yeah, I would say twice ever, probably.
That's a pretty good ratio. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
you had that's two opportunities to lose it out of I don't know how many. Like, come on, that's a good ratio.
It's not bad. It's not comparatively, right. Like to other places getting attacked. It's not that bad. Yeah,
and to think 600 years, most likely 600 years untouched.
Yeah.
Unfazed, unbothered. I think I would guess in between that void century where whatever was the winning point for the world government.
Yeah.
Up until when Emmett attacked Mary Joie again, I think they was chilling.
Yeah, I don't think nothing happened really. Nothing just major, at least. Yeah, nothing major happened.
Just expanding their territory. maybe catching the L at Wano here and there.
They knew not to go to Wano, so something happened. But I don't know if it was as much as like a full blown like loss. It might have been maybe an admiral. That might have been where they got the admiral shit from. We're not just gonna send out an admiral to drop him off in Wano because that might not be the play right there.
Yeah, that's not the move.
Do you
might not be the play?
Another theory I have. Do you think that the admirals were always at this level?
I think they've gotten strong. I think the world has progressively gotten stronger. Because, for example, you go back to Skypiea, Calgary, the Great Warrior Calgary, and the nigga Nolan, they were both like extraordinarily strong compared to the rest of the people that was around them at the time. But there's not a whole bunch of people that are just lying around that it seems like were just capable of doing some of the shit that they were capable of.
So here's my thing, right? I think very interesting you say that, right? I equate it to like the NBA. I think there was always great players. It's just history's only to remember the top of the top, right? Okay. I think same thing for the NBA 20 years from now. You're not going to remember, I'm about to throw a shot. You're not going to remember a nigga like Jimmy Butler, right? Right? You're not going to remember a nigga like Mikal Bridges. You're just not going to remember those type of people, right? You just won't unless you're a fan of their team.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Enough players like Gilbert Arenas, Baron Davis, you know what I mean?
I don't want to hear that BD shit.
They're nice, but like
I know, but no one's gonna remember BD. I know no one's gonna remember BD.
No one's gonna remember.
You're not gonna. You're gonna get a random highlight hit some timeline in like 10 years. Like
it hurts a bit.
Davis was cold. It's like a random.
Yeah, that is. You said BD. I said fuck.
It's the truth.
Yeah, you got. It's true. I'm a fan. That's the only reason I remember the name. I'm a fan. I remember Baron Davis back in the day.
I think it's pretty much the same thing in the One Piece verse. I don't think you're gonna remember people like. You're probably gonna remember Smoker because he's gonna be a part of the reform.
He's gonna be a part of the end game. Yeah.
Tashigi. You're not gonna remember Tashigi.
I agree.
You know, you're not gonna remember all of these other people. X Drake. I don't think he's gonna be part of it.
I think he's relevant for the rest of
he might be. Drake might be. He's the only Marine we've seen really have any activity lately. If they throw him to the side, if they throw X-Drake to the side, I'm crying.
If he retires, I'm not mad at him, bro.
I think he's gonna,
honestly,
he's gonna lead Sword in the background, but I don't think he's ever gonna be a big enough name in the One Piece world. You're gonna be like X-Drake. He was him.
If he comes back and he has like a play with Kobe, like him and Kobe. I don't know. They do some shit that ends up making a difference. I think he could end up going down as an admiral. He might not be like the trio of admirals that we was introduced to, because I do think that original trio of admirals was like a special class that they just the way they was portrayed. Even like now to this point, I do think that there was a special class of admirals. But I think he still might enter that admiral too. There's not very many Marines that's gonna be relevant. That's just what I see. So I think he might. He's got enough burn in the story, enough relevance in the story. I
think this generation of Marines is going to have a lot more memory. Like the last generation was Garp, Sengoku, what's her name? Suru, and that was about it, right?
But if that's the last generation, that was 50 years ago. Marines have been down bad crazy, and that's the point. That's the whole thing, man.
The name Garp the hero been carrying.
It has been carrying.
Carrying.
Niggas knew it. Niggas knew it was him when they saw this top back. They said, "Oh nah, nah."
Well, everyone else from Intel down looked up and was just like Gart, and immediately started hitting the deck.
The niggas that knew was already in the other direction. The niggas that didn't know was the ones that was still looking up. But the niggas that knew was already.
They was like, "Oh, that's Gart. Gotta go."
They was on the boat. They was gone.
I think it's the same thing. I think.
But what's this generation? You feel me? Like, because this is. Like, all right, so I could give you Isho, I guess. But then you got the members of Sword maybe after that, like because you throwing Green Bull in there.
Green Bull would have to
because I say Prince Bruce. Okay, fine. Yeah, he's gonna be a part of it. So you got Prince Bruce, Doll.
Doll is fairly
Kobe.
Doll's pretty,
Doll's fairly strong.
Doll's gonna be strong. And you got Kobe.
Would you count Green Bull towards that era of Marines? Because I don't think he could be swayed. I think Doll and the rest of them. Doll just saw Doberman's head get blown off. I think she could be moved. Plus, she heard Vegapunk's message up close and personal. I think she could be.
I think Doll is on
swayed.
the edge. I think she's
the Vice Admirals that was there. I could see them being swayed, but someone like Greenbow, that nigga just pulled up to Wano. They told him not to go, and he pulled up to Wano just to be a dickhead. Like he's a whore.
I think he's gonna die in the end. I don't think he'll make it to the next generation, but he'll probably still be there. You know, he's still this generation of Marines.
Okay, I'll leave him in there. I'll leave him in the crop. He does make them stronger in general, but
Smoker
for them to enter. If Smoker becomes an admiral, I might have a little more to say about his future and them story.
I think he does. I think he does.
Too. I honestly think there's another time skip coming because there's no way I can see Kobe, X Drake, Smoker,
a time skip on Elbaf.
I don't see these Marines catching up to them.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be the meat grinder. They're gonna throw them into the craziest pitch. They're about to throw the Marines off the deep edge because they had the advantage. They had the advantage up until this point, but now the Vegapunk's message, niggas is kind of like the niggas that was already on the fence about them. They're looking at them sideways as hell. They're looking at lose them numbers. Sideways. And now the Pirates is going crazy. The Pirates, nigga, Vegapunk just confirmed the smartest nigga alive. Just said One Piece is real. It's time to shape up. It's time to get active. Pirates is going crazy for sure now. So I think the Marines is gonna get they're gonna have to. It's not even gonna be like a motivation shit. They about to have to get active because it's.
But that's what I'm saying. You think those amount of them being outside is really gonna catch them up that quickly?
It depends on who they battling with. Because if they're going after Blackbeard for revenge on Garp, if they're going after Shanks for, I'm not saying they're winning, but if they deal with Blackbeard's crew, because if we're looking at the top of the Marines that we are talking about, we got Kobe, we got the nigga Groose. We got I'm not even gonna count Tashigi, but there's a few other niggas in Sword, plus some of the Vice Admirals that we mentioned, like Betty. I don't think they're gonna take Garp getting captured or potentially put down very lightly. I don't think none of them is gonna take that shit with like a grain of salt. I think a good amount of them is about to rise up and start getting crazy.
The problem is they're gonna come for people like the Straw Hats.
Which would be stupid. That would be dumb.
Because Kobe's already said that's his target is Luffy.
Kobe's a top 5 retard. I don't want to mince no words. I don't want to mince no words. Nigga, Kobe is a jackass. Nigga is a fucking. I don't even know why you said that shit. That was the stupidest shit you could have ever said. Kobe nigga wasn't thinking.
No.
Whip it can in his hand as he said that
Galaxy
shit.
Can.
He's
key low on the lowest of keys. That's also how I feel about Dragon.
Yes.
That's also how I feel about Dragon. No. I
don't disagree. I don't necessarily disagree. I just want to hear what you're thinking.
As strong as Dragon may be, he doesn't have the team to get involved in this race. He doesn't.
Wait a minute now. He does.
Karasu's good. You feel me? The giant
anime put some gas on him. The anime put some gas on Karasu.
But it's not like that. Really. Yeah. It's not. I don't think they're.
Can I run down their roster?
Yeah, pull it up.
But
I don't have. I'm glad you said that because I got.
If he's pulling up to where Shanks, Blackbeard, and Luffy is,
but that's not fair. That's the
Shanks, Blackbeard, and Luffy strong, bro. I need to see the feet, but right now he needs to calm down.
Not like Shanks, Luffy, we don't know, right? Because we don't know how strong he himself is, because that's a big.
He has to be top 5 strong for real to compete, and I don't think it's him.
Because his right hand is Sabo. I think Sabo's about Zoro level at this point.
I'm not gonna lie, I think we kind of been sleeping on Sabo a little bit.
I haven't been.
I think I've been.
If there's any sleeping going on, it's y'all niggas. It ain't me. I'm wide awake on that nigga. I know who Sabo is. I think he's
Mary Joie.
I think everyone was taken. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I think you could have put. Hear me out. I think you could drop damn near an admiral in that situation, and the same shit is happening to them, if I'm being real with you. 5 Gorosei and Eam right there. I think an admiral is catching that same shot. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think most people.
It's not his fault.
That's not his fault. That was a bad situation.
It's a bad matchup. I feel like Paul is a bad shot. No matter it went in, but it's a bad shot.
It wasn't looking good. He had no knowledge. Nigga had no idea what they could do. Nothing. Nigga just sent a shadow dart through the floor and just got him. That's unheard of.
That's all I'm saying is for someone who didn't know much of anything, he let off the Glock immediately. He sprayed in the room.
He did let it go.
Eyes closed. Eyes aired out the room.
He thought they was hollows.
Get hit back.
Sometimes you fuck around and find out. It be like that. It really be like that. But
niggas was wearing full Kevlar.
I think Sabo is in the top 15 of the One Piece verse right now.
I think he's got to be. If Dragon got enough strength to make him, or enough confidence to make him the 2 in the whole of the Revolutionary Army, I think he's got to be at least Admiral strength, comparable to an Admiral.
Because you gotta. This is the way I equate it. If Kuma never became a pacifista,
he's definitely 2.
He's 2.
Yeah.
Sabo right now is probably right here. I don't think Sabo beats Kuma in a fight because I think Kuma is built to. I think in a one-on-one situation, Kuma is
a bad matchup
for a lot of people.
It's a really bad matchup.
It's a really bad matchup. I don't know if he can speed blitz him. I don't know.
I wish we saw more of Prime Kuma to speak to his battle.
Honestly, I think we've seen enough.
But who did he fight? Who has he fought? Who has he fought genuinely, like a real? But that was, and this is my question about the Straw Hat. That was a very weakened Straw Hat.
That was a weak Straw Hat.
That was a very weak Straw Hat crew. Not even just because it was pre-time skip. Them niggas just fought Moria all night.
To be fair, pre-time skip, fully healthy Straw Hats
weren't doing much. They weren't doing much. Even if they teamed up, they probably weren't beating him. He could just warp him. He could just he did. He could just warp him.
Even if he doesn't do the full warp, even if he just pushes them to different corners, so like they're not as annoying. Like let me just move Zoro here, Sanji there, Luffy there, and deal with the rest, and then I can pick off them. He can honestly just put all 3 of them in one spot and be like, wait, take out the rest of the crew, and then come deal with those 3. It'd be fine.
If I'm being real with y'all, I put Kuma in terms of like actual strength. I put him above Doflamingo, above most characters in that Yonko 2 commander range too. But I think he probably maxes out against someone like Katakuri. I don't know if I could see him being a Katakuri.
That level of hockey, I think, is too much for him.
It's too, and that, and then the just the way he manipulates his devil fruit to avoid being touched with the observation hockey. I think that's a terrible matchup.
And I think once you get to like category level of strength, you have enough hockey where he probably can't move you anymore.
Yeah, it's probably going to be much tougher, especially if niggas know.
I just think it works the same way like how Law's room can't move certain
I
niggas.
agree.
I think it's the same way with him.
I agree.
In the grand scheme, the most the revolutionaries could hope to do at this point is to keep the Marines away from the One Piece.
I think they can.
In terms of getting involved with the pirates that are after the One Piece, I don't think they want that action. Even if it's,
it depends how strong Dragon is.
Non-Yonko.
Does that leave?
That's literally only 5 horses that are with, because I still have question marks about outside of Mihawk and Crocodile, what Buggy's crew is really.
Oh, Buggy and them getting Dofi. They're gonna add some more of the warlords to the.
They better.
They have to. They don't have a choice. I mean, Mihawk a hard carry for a while. It's just at a certain point you're gonna meet somebody that's gonna give Mihawk even a hard time.
That's what I'm saying. It's same for Crocodile. It's
this end game. Crocodile's getting maxed out a lot.
You literally worry about those 2, and then the rest of the crew is.
Crocodile's getting maxed out quicker, unfortunately.
Yeah. So depending on how strong Dragon actually is, maybe the revolutionaries could do that. Because if Dragon is as strong as the story is portraying him and hyping him up to be, like if he is like how I think he is, the rain god, I think he can dance with Mihawk. Probably beat Mihawk. And then Sabo can beat or keep up with Crocodile. I think Sabo could probably beat Crocodile.
The only thing given Dragon,
because Crocodile's glass.
Yeah. I think
Dragon is the one that trained Zabo, so it would make sense for Dragon to be able to use similar techniques or better techniques than Zabo.
I think Dragon's hands are like that. I think his hands are lethal. I think his hands are lethal.
He was trained. You gotta assume he was trained by Garp as a young Marine.
That's the gimme right there. Garp definitely taught this nigga something. He got the genetics. And then
I think with that as the nice foundation, plus you going out in the world, and you did the ultimate sin. You left the Marines at a rank which you see, a lot. You know a little bit too much. And then became the number 1 op. You outside a lot. if when you're outside, it's active, it's up, it's smoke. You know you can't just be moving around like that. You're fighting, you're active, your head's on the swivel. I feel like Dragon's Hands is really like that since
he had enough confidence to leave. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
he had enough confidence to leave and start an army. No one else has started any kind of like real movement against the Marines, like a real militant movement. Even the pirates, they're not.
But I mean, look at what they're doing right now. They're just cutting off Mary Joie from like food deliveries right now, which is working.
It's working. It's working.
It's working. But he not like. When was the last time he fought? Like,
here's my question.
Luffy's getting stronger because Luffy is constantly outside fighting people. You know what I mean?
I think when Dragon comes outside, the Gorosei move, the God Knights move, the top of the top, or Admiral moves. He knows it's at a point where if I do anything, I'm automatically running up into a top 9 opponent.
Yeah.
So it's better to just let them move around because at least they may not run into an Admiral. If they get a bunch of Vice Admiral burgers,
they can deal with it, most likely.
Yeah.
They're strong enough to deal with it. Ivankov can deal with them.
Oh. For sure. He was at Marine Ford while now. Yeah, he's
doing fine. Cool. The other commanders, they're doing cool. Okay.
They're all cool. They're all cool with Vice Admirals.
You know, they need some teamwork, right? You know,
they're just super inconsistent, the Vice Admirals, in terms of strength. So it's not really, you know, we saw Jinbei 20 years ago single-handedly smack up a Vice Admiral like it was nothing. Like, you know,
Jinbei's him though.
Jinbei is him, but 20 years ago, he smacked that nigga up like it was absolutely nothing. Like it wasn't even a question. I just don't know experience in the game.
Pre-time skip Luffy was washing up Vice Admirals too.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think the Vice Admirals are really like, they're just wildly inconsistent because it takes a lot to move to Admiral. So you could become a Vice Admiral on the lower tier and just be in that rank forever.
As long as you have hockey.
As long as you have hockey, because it's not like the Admiral class is opening up every day. There's only 3 of them niggas. So niggas just be Vice Admirals forever. You got to think about how many niggas not advancing past just the Vice Admiral requirement. Like they just get hockey. They're cool. They could do certain shit. They could use all the CP9 techniques and shit like that. But who they boxing with? They're not beating nobody really.
True.
You know. And then another thing to look at with the Revolutionary Army is like the more movement they can't really afford to move like that because it's not like with the Marines where they kind of have like endless troops. The Revolutionary Army they can only depend on the troops that they recruit and then maintaining the troops that they have. So it's very limited for the manpower they do have. So they're not gonna just be doing
the
raids
nature of
and
what
shit.
they do too. It's
exactly
not just liberating them. It's you got to kind of stabilize them a bit and
make sure they can help sustain themselves and shit like that.
Move on. So it's not really you can't. Yeah, they're not the world government just sticking and moving with an endless bag.
I think we're gonna see Dragon move when it's time to really like move. When it's time to take all the troops and start going and making battle plans is when I think we're gonna see him start to move. But I think that he's gonna get attacked because he's stopping them from eating. So I think he's gonna at some point he's gonna draw their conflict and then it's gonna become a thing.
Dragon links with Vegapunk.
Oh, you think drop him off? They do the 1-to-1.
Yeah, I think that him calling the Weather Island up was to kind of I need some help moving this. They're gonna move this for a round. They're gonna make sure the cloud is going. Then he's gonna connect with Dragon. Like, yo, I'm still here. We still moving.
Be the best place to put Punk records.
Well, he said they're gonna keep it on a move for 500 years.
Yeah, it's safe. It's in the sky. They don't have nothing that can really like track it, which is the whole point. So, as long as that's possible, then it's cool. Really,
tremendous L on Saturn's part.
They just nothing they did worked out. They didn't even kill Vegapunk. They didn't even kill Vegapunk.
They don't even know how bad he messed up.
They
think at least that loose end is gone. It's not.
None of
still.
Nothing was
actually. They're gonna realize because they're gonna see the Straw Hats again with York and be like, wait a minute, hold up.
This nigga, bro.
Didn't you say she was dead? Bring Saturn back so I can kill him again.
But you know what? They might put it on Garland because they said Garland about to be York's pimp. Garland about to hold it down, and he about to have York as his subordinate type shit. So if she doesn't figure out a way to realize, because I think she said at some point she recognized that the Vegapunks were still alive, and that's how the shit was moving anyways. And she said, "Oh, it's got to be because Edison interfered with some shit, and that's why the island was moving." So she know that even though she cut off from them, they still alive kind of type shit. Like they're not dead. Like they're not dead. So if anyhow that goes unreported to Garland and they find out that information and this nigga knew, they gonna start looking. I think the science position might just be the most difficult position to maintain. That just might be the hardest position. What do the rest of them niggas be doing? That's what I want to know. What do the rest of these niggas be doing? You're
set up for failure.
Ethan,
science
you're set up for failure. Crazy.
Science seems tough. I'm not gonna lie. Science seems tough.
That's why I really think it's less so about what the actual role is now. I think it's so far disconnected from what the original role was and what the original person did with that role versus what the Gorosei are with it now. I think Eam is really mocking the original system.
Do you think he's mocking it, or is it kind of like a consequence of having the Celestials? Because it's like he purposely made the Celestials dumber. Like he deprived them of information. He deprived them of, certain, I don't want to say luxuries, but I would say certain things that regular people go through, and made them the pieces of shit that they are now. And it's like, that's kind of where it is where he's getting the crop of Gorosei from, in a sense. So it's like, you get in these guys who they can't really know much about anything anyways, if I'm being real with you. Because if you kill off a nigga and bring in a new nigga from this crop of basically useless niggas, right? Mm-hmm. You bringing in a nigga who don't know nothing anyways, if you think about it.
I think that's
bringing
still
in people
maybe
who
like
follow.
This is probably a couple good families still.
But are they studying what it is that Eam, are they studying the 5 subjects religiously from birth that Eam might potentially bring them in the fold on? What is it? Defense, science and defense, agriculture, war. What were the last 2 or something? Let me see.
Science, defense,
defense, war, agriculture, and
finance.
And finance. So are the Celestial Dragons training their kids to study those 5 topics to at least be somewhat suited? I don't see it. These niggas, I don't see it.
Maybe with the God Knights, like they have like a special program, like they have
maybe
like
you think those are the only
high-end
niggas.
schools.
Those are the only niggas that
those
learn
are the only
shit.
niggas. That's like Professor Jay said before, the pipeline. Like that's you brought up into that lineage of God Knights. You're trained on all that shit, and then you're fucking brought into the Gorosei.
I don't even think you're trained on one specific one. I think you just learn.
You dabble. Yeah.
I don't even think you get like too deep in one path. It's just like
But that's why these niggas. That's why it's never gonna work.
And then work on your hands.
The hands is necessary. Hands. I feel like if anything, hands is probably the main thing you should be doing, right? Fuck all the learning. What the learning don't mean shit. Because I'll be real with you.
Goddamn thing.
That nigga Garcia didn't know shit. He didn't know no science, no defense.
He definitely lied. Every single chapter he was on, he lied.
Every hit connected. I never seen a nigga get hit more. I never seen a nigga have worse defense than this nigga. I never seen it.
Yeah, that's right. He wasn't even trying to block.
He didn't guard. He didn't dodge nothing. He
didn't move his feet. He moved his
head. Nigga head was straight down the line. Nigga was just sitting there,
just staring at people.
That nigga had no defense, and then there was no science.
No defense.
And then we proved it. We've been saying it. The chapter proved it. Nigga just told some random niggas in lab coats. Didn't even confirm their identities. Said, y'all handle this. Y'all investigate.
Here's a blank check.
Figure it out. In the name of science, figure it out.
Probably annihilating that budget. That's why Eam was really paid. So you telling me all this money was to hold this L for me? You just preserved this L for me.
200 years to have me twerking?
I paid how many $1 million for niggas to do this to me? Like, what do you mean?
In front of the hoes, you have me twerking.
No, that was the best flower garden attendant, and I had to erase them.
Had to get rid of her. she had to go. What the
she seemed far too much because of you.
Because of your bitch ass, bro.
You did this to me.
Now the Pagonias are done for. I'm telling
you, they'll never be the same.
They never go. Neither are you, nigga. He hit the button. I'm telling you, he didn't even wait, nigga. Hit the button immediately, pressing that shit.
Give me my map. Let me figure out where he at so I can.
Like you let niggas rob me with my money. What? I've been paying Vegapunk for like 20 years, and he's looking into the void century with my money, my funds, my resources.
What did the government accomplish?
My first L to learn how to give me another one.
They literally didn't accomplish anything.
Broadcasting it worldwide.
Nothing. They took nothing but L's. I'm trying to think what they actually walked away with, but this chapter really. The Seraphim, they had the Seraphim. If they lost the Seraphim, that would have been.
It's over.
It's really weird because when rewatching Egghead or rereading it, they came with the intention to get rid of the Seraphim and destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
And then something changed when Jay Garcia touched down, and he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna take them."
I don't think CP0 knew.
Them. As soon as Jay Garcia said to keep them, they should have destroyed them, bro. Anything he says, do the opposite.
The opposite. It's opposite. I don't think CP0 knew that Jay Garcia was coming. They didn't know that he was coming. They went because they had no idea he was coming. They was going to just handle the Vegapunk situation and destroy the Seraphims or collect the whatever the fuck they was going to do with
That's what I'm saying. And then he changed his mind. He changed the whole playbook.
And that's the higher up. That's the higher up shit.
Let me pull up.
What if Eam never sent him, bro? What if he volunteered? What if he?
Don't say that.
Eam?
Don't say that.
That's what CP0 never knew, bro. He never told anybody he was going.
I'm gonna go down there and get the mother flame, Eam.
You
said,
see,
bet your life.
He's like, it's been quite some time. It's time for me to go down there and do some science.
You know what it was? You know what it was?
Mm-hmm.
When he saw Luffy's wanted poster, and he realized where this nigga was headed next, he said, "That robot there." He said that robot is there.
Let me go downstairs to see what's going on.
That might be my ass. That might be my ass right there.
Make sure the nigga don't pick up nothing.
Let's just let's make
sure.
Because
then they know the Straw Hats were there before he came down. It was reported to them, right?
Okay. They could only went in a few directions.
That's why they were in denial.
They didn't want to. He didn't want to believe the truth. He didn't want to believe it.
Want to believe that was fucking Nico on that island, bro. He went through loops. He's like, no way.
It can't be. Nigga watching the footage, he's replaying it and shit.
No.
He's like,
That's not Nico, right?
Ain't no
other Gorosei just like
right now.
That shit look just like Nika, bro.
They know too. I'm
gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna look. Don't tell Eam. I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna look for myself. I'm telling you that's not Nika, bro.
Nigga Ethan's like, yo, Jay, it's a bad idea.
It's
not a good look.
It's looking scary. It's looking scary, my nigga.
Just let him act like he found another one, Jay. Just leave it alone.
Make it look brand new.
Please.
We'll get
it's not looking good.
Eam will do the thing. It'll be fine. Just leave it alone.
He's like, no, I gotta go. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna take care of it. That's not Nika.
Nigga got too nervous.
Next thing he knows, he was getting his face palmed. Next thing you know, is a giant Nika again.
He got hit by everybody on the island. Kuma
every fuck up he ever made. Kuma, his biggest fuck up, showed back up to re-invite him to that L, bro.
Kuma got lobotomized and came through to give this nigga a right hand.
Hands, nigga.
That's crazy.
No. Like, you mean the nigga you let live? That Kuma, the dude you let live and experimented on him? He came back and rocked you?
Every decision this nigga made.
After you said, I know, I'll be able to tell if you don't make it so that he only listens to us. Like,
how?
Pure cat.
Can you?
How?
Can you?
Show me how, nigga. How you gonna prove it?
That's where Ian went wrong. He never asked him to show his work.
Come on.
He had all the answers, but he never showed proof.
Like, explain it to me like I'm stupid. Tell me, explain it to me like I'm dumb. Like, just walk me through this.
Go to the front of the class. Write it on the board. Show your work.
Nah, bro.
You have to do.
He just has the answer sheet in his backpack.
He's like, wait. He's like turning around. He's trying to get it out subtly. Nah, bro, it's over. It's over.
He balls it up, throws it behind his back.
Emmett was kept there.
Yes.
You think so? I don't think he can hide it. I don't think any of them can hide anything.
I think that whatever Egghead was before, because Egghead was an island before Vegapunk got there, right? Whatever it was beforehand, I think it could have just been a junkyard. I don't think it was any real island of importance. I think it might have just been a dumping ground for the government. I just don't see, if I'm being real with you, the amount of things that Eam and the rest of the world government has let slip, I just don't see them being as, I guess, like, caring about some shit, especially because they didn't even know Joy Boy was tied to that shit at the time. Because Eam didn't see it directly. I feel like if Eam had seen it, I think he would have been like, all right.
Wait a minute.
Who let the shit out?
But just hearing it, it's kind of like, all right. And it didn't do nothing. Like, it got out and then it stopped. Do what you gonna do type shit. Make a decision. You one of the top 5 niggas in the world. Make a decision, nigga. Right? Like whatever.
Yeah, I don't think Eam knew.
I don't think he knew.
I got another theory, right? Because I do think I think Eam didn't know, but I think he didn't know for a different reason. I think 200 years ago, right? What made Emmett move, right?
Yeah.
It could only be Joy Boy's heartbeat or the Mother Flame. I don't think he had the Mother Flame in him. I think Long Ring, Longland Island happened 200 years ago. I think Joy, I don't know what it is, something about Joy Boy or whoever had the Nika fruit last. I don't think necessarily it's 1-to-1 anymore that Joy Boy had the Nika fruit, or maybe Joy Boy was the last person with that level of hockey, that level of willpower, and that that free spirit, and the last D clan member to have the Nika fruit. But I do think other people might have had it in between, just not the world government. So
how
I think
it got labeled
else,
the Gum.
Right. I think that's how it got renamed, because they seen it a couple times out, and it's not the Nika fruit, it's the rubber fruit.
She kind of sucked, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's ass. Nobody really figured out how to use it. Nobody figured out what its real name was until some random nigga on Long Ring, Long Island had a wild idea, went gear 5th, stretched the islands out, and then kind of just left things how they were. I think Eam was more focused on that and missed Emmett.
That's interesting, actually.
Or Eam was focused on Emmett and missed that.
I think this might have been Joy Boy's plan, if anything. I think it might have been a setup to get Emmett in the right position. Because if I look at it like this, right? Joy Boy, I feel like he knew how all this shit was gonna play out because he wrote to Poseidon all them years ago, left a letter and all that shit. And then also look at the proximity between Egghead and Wano. And look how close they are, type shit. You would have to. I think if the person who was gonna pick up his journey and pick up, his path and end up being the one to fix the world and shit like that was gonna do that, they would have to pass through Wano. They would have to open the borders potentially, or just save Wano. Whatever it would be, I think they would have to go through Wano because the road poneglyph is there too. So it was gonna have to be a situation where they have to go through Wano. And then also I want to say Zunisha actually being at Wano now, because I don't know if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I think Zunisha or Zoe now is just gonna be kind of doing the loop around Wano or just chilling out like right there, because the Mink capital. I think Zoe now and Wano, not that they're the same nation, but I think they just kind of next to each other now. Zunisha helps defend Wano. It's also another deterrent from niggas coming in. And plus, Zunisha and Momo could communicate. So, I mean, at the end of the day, he's going to be able to give him some insight on certain shit when the time comes. But I think Emmet being right there and being so close to Wano, where I would say is an essential island to go to if you was going to really figure out the truth of the world, I don't think it's a coincidence. It could be that Joy Boy was like, all right, go ahead, fuck some shit up in 200 years, attack Mary Joie, and see what happens type shit. Stop. Like rampage for a little bit and then stop. Don't use no hockey. Don't do nothing else. Just have yourself get captured by the government. And I think Egghead has always been a dumping ground. I think it's just been a dumping ground for the government, been a dumping ground for maybe Celestials or whatever it is. And he knew that he could end up there.
So Joy Boy knew Saturn was incompetent from the jump?
No, I don't think he knew Saturn was incompetent. But I think not using hockey or not displaying that it was necessarily tied to him in that, I guess, in that perspective would help this nigga not get destroyed, because he's definitely getting destroyed. If they know he has any hockey or anything to do with Joy Boy, that robot's getting destroyed. No question. No question is getting destroyed. Flat out. He's doing it himself. He's doing it himself if he figures out it's got anything to do with Joy Boy. I think he was just counting on the robot, I guess, not getting destroyed. Or maybe they couldn't destroy it. Maybe the materials that it's made out of, because it took a lot for the Gorosei to even be able to do that shit.
That's where I'm leaning. I don't think they can destroy Emmett. I think he's made out of the same ore, that iron ore thing that the poneglyphs are carved in.
You think he's got that kind of durability? He might.
Yeah, I think it's like a thinner version of it, but yeah. I
think he might, because he's not. He was eating attacks. He was eating attacks, and it took some crazy shit to break him. Like it took some crazy shit to finally. And only blow off his arm.
It wasn't like sword attack. Yeah,
he was cool. He was cool. He was cool for the most part. So,
and where is he now? He's sunk to the bottom of the ocean, right?
Yeah, but he's not like destroyed. Like it's not like
he's just down there.
He's just down there type shit. I think
so.
He's
In theory, the heartbeat come jumping, he can swim his way to the top.
I think he might be I think he might be I don't know. He's a robot. It's not like he's a person where it's like he can die type shit. Like he's a robot. I don't know. I got my doubts about that, but it might have been. This shit might have been preordained, man. This shit might have been
preordained. Joy Boy is more methodical than Batman. He might be the scariest person. He told any anime.
Poseidon. He said, "Listen, I can't do it, but it's gonna happen. Somebody gonna come."
Future Sight. Actually, if that's all Future Sight, if he just said, "Hold up,"
I go back to Madame Charlie. Madame Charlie has Future Sight. I don't care what nobody said. Madame Charlie back in Fishman Island, where she said
that's
Luffy
Future Sight.
Hell yeah. I think it's a unique aspect of hockey. I don't think it's just like anyone could obtain it. I think it's some unique shit. Like it's only
like you put all of your points into just observation.
Just that only a few people have it, period. It might even be similar to some shit like Shanks, because Shanks has a very unique version of observation hockey. And then even in Film Red, I finally watched it. We see Usopp and his dad. They have a very unique version of observation hockey that doesn't seem like anyone else has. I think like there might be some uniqueness.
First time communicating.
First time ever, and it's not canon.
And it's not face to face.
And it's not face to face. Yes, two opposite dimensions. Yeah. Rough.
Fighting a demon in the Navy. Yeah.
It's rough. But I think it might be a unique application of hockey. A very unique application of hockey.
Okay. I can so then did he have 3 forms of like unique applications? Like was he like a perfect storm? Because I think that Conqueror's Burst, I don't think that's something that everyone can do to seal it and then have it like explode like that. And I think that was unique too. Like
I think that was something that when it happened, I was like, well, I think it was the Weatheria. I think it was the Weatheria technology where you unfold it and you can make some shit happen. But I think that was a level of hockey that it's like 0.001% have it. Like it's if Conqueror's hockey is rare, this is the rarest of the rare application. You could store the bitch for 800, 900 years and its full effect
keeps its potency.
It's still potent, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's definitely crazy. I think it could relate to the Black Blades too, though.
Like, yeah.
I don't think it's on the same level. I think the Black Blades is a separate level of it, but I think infusing your hockey into something for a long time to make the effect of it, I guess, more potent is a technique that I think is I think it's on the totem pole approaching the top of the I guess the hockey ladder.
I think Black Blades is
Joy Boy ever depicted with a sword?
That's a good question.
I think this is his first. This silhouette is his first one. And
let me see, Joy Boy.
Yeah, him with the peg leg.
Yeah, I don't think he had a weapon. He has a spear. The Nika silhouette has a spear, but there's no Joy Boy.
There's no you can't really see one. At least he's just wearing like the jackets, kind of like
the big cape. Yeah, I don't think he did. I think that nigga was just fighting. That nigga was just boxing. Ain't have a reason. He had no reason to have that.
Yeah,
he probably had a nigga in his crew like Zoro. He had some fucking some godly nigga for sure.
Barehanded washing people
for sure.
I do think the first shogun or the first sword god of Wano was his right hand man.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think the Straw Hats are a 1-to-1 representation of Joy Boy. I used to think it was Roger, but I think it's Joy Boy now. Luffy's obviously Joy Boy. There's going to be the original Wano descendant, greatest swordsman from Wano. That was his right hand man. He's going to have some prince of a kingdom that can have hands too. Fight. Probably a fishman. Emmett is Frankie.
Yeah. I think he probably had royalty too, because I forget Sanji is also technically royalty.
He's royalty. That's what I say. I think it's the prince.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was like, could
have been
no. I think Vivi was Nefertari, right? Or Lily. It was she journeyed with them too. Was just like, nah.
She was an ally at some point. Yeah. She was definitely an ally at some point.
I'm trying to think what else. I do think he might have had a Lunarian there.
He might have had all the species in his crew. It might not have been like 1-to-1. I think the roles might have been 1-to-1 in terms of like the descendants and shit like that. But I think he might have had a full blown just diverse crew, just crew diverse as hell.
I think the Lunarian was a musician because Brooke is dead.
I'm fucking crying. The one just he doesn't exist anymore, and Brooke also is dead.
It's just bones. Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
Fair enough. All them niggas gone.
I mean, it is a devil fruit ability, so
it
works out.
It's funny because I feel like it was never really going to be a 1-to-1 comparison to Roger because I don't think Roger had any devil fruit users in his crew. I think they were all kind of
more like Shanks. I think Shanks did model his crew after.
He modeled his crew after Roger, but Goofy was kind of just like
Buggy.
Buggy was kind of an accident though. Nigga didn't mean to eat the devil fruit. Nigga ate it. He was trying to sell it, and nigga ate it. And then they wasn't gonna kick him off. They was like, and you a kid, nigga. Anyway, you shouldn't even be here, type shit. Really. But
where are your parents actually?
Right? But fuck it, nigga. He on the crew.
Side note: have y'all seen the theory about Buggy being the person that is Rox's son?
That would be hilarious. That would be very funny, actually.
If the baby that was found in the chest wasn't Shanks, but it was actually Buggy, and that was Rox's. It was a mix-up.
Why the fuck? Why the fuck? If it is Shanks in the chest, why would Shanks in the chest anyway? That's just.
Yeah, I don't think Shanks was in the chest for. I mean, I know the whole thing is Oda drew a baby in the chest for Film Red, and kind of depicted it like it was Shanks. Like
that's he had to run with it, nigga. I would have just.
I don't know. I don't know.
Throw that shit. That's not canon. Throw that shit out.
Because, like why would?
I mean, unless Mary Draw was under attack and like Garland put him in a chest. Like type of deal to just keep him safe or whatever.
But it was at God. I think they got him after God Valley. That's what I think
God Valley.
Was. I'm pretty sure at least that's when
that actually does make sense. Then that does kind of track.
But why did they put him in the chest in God Valley? Why did they do that? Why did they do that?
Like a maid, not Figureland, but maybe like a maid or somebody that was like running from. You just hear pirates. You don't know who's who. And you
just like, oh my god, Celestial Dragon's child.
Yeah, maybe like Big Mom was wild and she was killing people, and she threw him in the chest. Or Whitebeard was there wilding, quaking shit up. We didn't know what was happening, so she threw him in the chest and was just like, "Please leave us." Killed her, and then
Roger ended up with that chest. Okay, I mean that's the only way it can make sense, honestly.
Yeah, that's the only way. Shanks
during God Valley.
It'd be kind of crazy if Roger just pulled up and kidnapped this kid for no reason.
Just took that nigga's baby. It'd be funny though. It would be.
It's wild disrespectful.
Or
what you gonna do about it?
Roger is a God Knight, and he was already in the building, and he grabbed that chest and got out.
Well, they did show Roger was a pirate.
I think he was a regular nigga. I think he was a regular nigga.
I don't know, man.
It showed him as a pirate. It showed him as a pirate.
He
might have left the God Knights, but he was a pirate born in Yeah, that's right. He was born in Logtown.
I don't know, man. I feel like Divine Departure is a God Knight technique.
You think they let regular niggas upstairs?
Nah, I think he is in like a ex Celestial Dragons predicament, kind of like Doflamingo.
Oh, his people moved downstairs with the common folk and got smoked in Logtown.
Yeah, essentially.
That sucks to suck, I guess. If that was the case, sucks to suck. Doflamingo's dad has that. That's really top 5 retard we talk about. He came down from Mary Joie and immediately told the regular people, "Hey y'all, I had slaves for my whole life,
but not anymore.
Your daughter was a slave. Your son was a slave. I had them. I relinquished them. They still there though, but I
upstairs though. Yeah, somebody else probably got it now.
Someone else got them.
Slaves. They're just not my slaves.
But I took the more high ground. You see me? I'm very thoughtful. I'm very mindful.
Yeah.
Nigga. He said, hey.
Very cool. See how thoughtful. How demure.
I left. I stepped down.
Doflamingo's like, I'm not with this shit. I'm not. I'm
Dad.
not with this shit.
Doflamingo grabbed his gun immediately. Hey, Dad, I don't think it's working. It's not working, Dad. Hey, Pop, they need to go back.
It's the wrong answer, nigga.
A week later, he was just like, "Yeah, I think we need to go back to." Yeah,
niggas ask you what hood you're from. You don't say that. You don't say that. You don't say that. Bro.
Hey, homie, where is you from?
You don't say that, dog.
Marydra. He said, "Who?
What?
Marydra."
Come say that again. Run that shit by me again, son. Because it sounds like you just said some Marydra, the place. The most evil place on earth.
Don't run that by me again. Just run your pockets. What you got on you? Give me
run your life. I'm not robbing you. I'm taking your life, bro. I'm taking everything. I'm not robbing you.
Rocks at you.
The money's not enough.
The money's not enough.
It's not enough.
Them people was so mad. They tied him up and they had fire at their feet and they was throwing shit at them.
Throwing rocks. Throwing trash.
They was going.
Worst thing is they didn't finish the job though. They should have just killed all of them right there.
They got scared. The Conqueror's hockey hit them. That's what happened. Dopey started fucking nigga was foaming at the mouth of wild and talking like he's gonna slaughter everybody and turn them into meat. He was fucking tripping.
He didn't go straight to racism. It was wild.
They said, "Have we made a mistake?" they said, "Is this a real live demon in our presence?" Because holy shit,
I'm starting every person here in a wood chipper.
He started
going off.
He crashed out immediately.
He crashed out crazy. Man was possessed.
Yeah, you should have shot him. I wouldn't even let that nigga got started with that rant. He would have started with some nut shit.
I would have said, the phone started and the lightning started gathering. Oh, nah, he tweaking. Let me just.
He's tweaking.
Enough like that.
Let me pack him up real quick before this becomes my problem later.
His brother scared. His little brother next to him scared. That nigga so funny.
Hey, y'all see this nigga?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about this.
He went out of his way to find that devil fruit so he could hop
like,
Flamingo shit the Tom
not running the family. I don't know what.
That's all.
He don't know what he's on.
I don't know what buddy's on. Please,
chill.
Me.
He started tweaking. That was actually generational funny. That nigga at 9 or some shit started losing his mind. Nigga was like, He said, "Not me."
A nigga like me would have thought he was possessed and just put him out.
I'm not gonna lie.
Let me just.
Them niggas was caught up in the moment. It's like Michael Jordan makes a spin move on you. Yeah, you just watching. Like they was just watching. They was in awe of the moment. They was like
just watching himself get dunked on. Like, oh my goodness.
Damn.
He got that quickly, huh?
Yeah, it just
I really can't fuck with him.
Ain't never felt no shit like that. The lightning started sparking. They said,
"This is different."
At the very least, get on the boat and get him out of there. Don't just sit
Fair enough. I'm leaving. I'm leaving you to starve. You're gonna starve on this wall. I'm not letting you down.
Right. I'm not letting you down at all.
Why did they let him down? That was the fuck up. Because you could have been scary as hell. I'm just not gonna let you down. How about that?
Honestly, don't even know if they let him down. Maybe the ropes just gave way after it.
They used twine. They had him up there with floss. The fuck.
They didn't have much.
Loose
mad
yeah, that's true. You know what? They gave all that shit to the Celestials. They ain't have much. They ain't have much. Yeah.
It's literally all they did was 3 guys' vests that they just unthreaded.
Nah, that nigga was. They made fucking vines out of grass. The nigga was held up with fucking twigs and shit. Yeah, it's rough.
They honestly thought the fire was gonna melt the twigs and just drop them into it.
They thought he was gonna drop. The building was gonna fall. Architecture too sound. What you gonna do, man? Heavenly demon. What you gonna do?
Just having to pack up a whole city in 20 years.
Yeah. He someone should have killed him. Someone should have killed him. He's honestly, one of them niggas. Somebody should have killed for sure.
He's one of them ones like, like that Hitler question, like, oh, would you go back in time and kill baby Hitler? Yes, nigga. Yes. Yeah. Would you go back in time and kill baby Dope? Yes, nigga.
Yeah.
Yes.
You saving
so many people a favor.
You saving millions, actually, I would say. That nigga got war crimes on work. I think he might have the longest rap sheet in One Piece. I could be wrong, but I think he might. Like,
him and Kaido,
they might have the longest rap sheet in One Piece. Ooh, them rape charges.
I was about to say.
Them rape charges going.
Big Mom is SVU's top op. Is Big Mom. That's it. That's the true king of SVUs. Like,
yeah, you know what? She putting up Bill Cosby numbers. I can't even lie. She
putting up
Wilt numbers.
Diddy numbers, man. It's crazy.
Diddy numbers is honest. I just want to say, I love that. That's the official measurement for freaked out shit now.
It's Diddy numbers.
He's putting up.
That's some Diddy shit. Bro. Yeah.
Diddy's
honestly, crazy. Diddy got the blueprint from Big Mom.
You know what?
Parties are just the tea parties.
That's fair enough.
And if you get invited, you better go.
You better
go. He's gonna pull up and drug you himself.
You see what Travis Scott had to do to get away from the Diddy party.
Nigga, Travis Scott had to run.
He had to run to the heli.
Yeah. Don't drink in public.
Help immediately.
Every drink is in my house. The personal minutes.
Diddy got endless reach. That's his ability. He could just endlessly he could just drop shit in your cup from any room. Man. It's crazy.
As long as he's holding that roofie, bro, he can reach as far as he needs to.
That's his curse.
Through time, through space.
It's nuts, bro.
He's like Deadshot. He could just ricochet it into the cup.
Yes. Yes. He could just any trick shot.
All distances. Range is not an option.
Throughout the heavens and the earth, he'd have freaked out one, did he? That nigga is
I am the freak one.
He's freaked out. That nigga is he was mad as hell when Giannis got the name. He said the freak.
We'll test how freaky that Greek is.
We'll see. New Year's Eve, we'll see. We gonna see.
Let's wrap this up before we get in trouble. This has been the Urban Anime Podcast.
What is Diddy gonna do to me? Yo.
Yeah.
We gotta go.